that brings us back to this idea of reframing, that really what you're doing, okay, I'm stuck in traffic. There's nothing for me to do. And if there is, by all means, do it. But if there's no way for me to not be stuck in traffic, I can either sit here and be wound up and be angry and wind myself up and make it worse, or I can reframe it. And would the Buddhist encouragement be to find something beautiful in that moment, or to just
Good luck.
accept? Like, what's the take?
No, the Buddhist thing would be, you always have your breath. The breath.
And be grateful? Or
No.
you have your breath to sort of modulate your neurochemistry?
The Buddha didn't know about the neurochemistry and those words, but he knew about the breath. So you always have the breath. The breath is like often the central object of meditation. So it's like the place of refuge for many people. It doesn't work for everybody. Some traumatized people the breath is too fraught, but for many people the breath is
because their mind is just going to be replete with negative memories?
Because they were hiding in a closet while their parents were screaming at each other, and they were holding their breath. Basically, some version of that. So the ease with the breath that we look for in meditation is hard to find for some people, and for those people, there are other objects like just the sounds that are ever present, even within silence, that can become a central object of meditation instead. But for many people, the breath works. It's a neutral object. It connects us to the outside world. Is the breath in me or is it out there? So when you're sitting in traffic, if you're not just listening to the radio or whatever, but you're starting to get frustrated, you can bring your attention just to the actual physical sensation of the breath as it enters and leaves the nostrils. And just that is like a cue into the a possibility of inner peace that is always with you, lurking in the background, even on the highway, even when your child is screaming at you, even when you're frustrated. It's possible to turn away from the frustration to the object of meditation.
Okay, and the purpose of that would be to, again, calm the mind.
Yeah.
To not cling to the emotion, because your book has a really interesting relationship to anger and aggression.
Yeah.
Now might be the time. So we can try to suppress our anger, which a lot of people do, and they develop a very unhealthy relationship, which you catalog in the book. Really extraordinary. I remember at one point stopping, going, what's the title of this section? Because I was listening to it. And aggression. And I was like, it's interesting. You're talking about kids a lot and aggression. And I was like, this is not what I expected. Like, there was such a level of honesty and sort of forthrightness about how to have a relationship with anger. I was like, in a book called The Zen of Therapy, I was just so pleasantly surprised. So we have what you just described, which is you can sort of turn away to the breath so that the anger dissipates, I would assume.
Hopefully, yeah, a little bit.
What kind of relationship should we have to anger?
The relationship that I'm reaching for, that we maybe could have to anger. Thich Nhat Hanh, the Vietnamese Buddhist teacher who died not that long ago, used to say, hold anger like a baby. Okay? Hold anger like a baby. So what does that mean? Does that mean hold anger the way, rock it like you rock a baby? Or does it mean hold anger the way a baby holds anger? So I think he probably meant the former, but there's some way to think about it as the latter also, because in meditation, yes, the first thing we do is use the breath as a kind of neutral object to quiet the mind, calm the body down, turn away from the frustration. But where meditation goes when you practice it for a while is that everything becomes an object of meditation. So the anger itself becomes an object of meditation. The burglar alarm going off becomes an object of meditation. The flat tire that I had the first day I rented a car a couple of weeks ago had to become an object of meditation. Your own emotional experience, your own thoughts become objects of meditation because you're changing the way that you're relating to them. That's that fundamental thing.
When you say that it's an object of meditation, what do you mean exactly?
Well, as human beings, we're capable of being both the thinker and the observer of the thought. We're both subject and object. We have this self-reflective capacity, where we look in the mirror and we know that's us, or we're thinking our thoughts and we know we're thinking our thoughts. So it's a very weird thing, evolutionarily, where we've become capable of this. So you can be angry, and then there's somewhere in you, like in Buddhism, they call it a spy consciousness, that's like off to the side, that knows that you're angry and can feel the anger bubbling and can witness the angry thoughts. So what we're doing in meditation is we're reinforcing that observational capacity that is inherent in all of us. So we're moving from figure to ground would be another way of saying it.
Figure
to ground, like figure the cup, and ground is the space around the cup. So we think we're the cup, like I'm just this angry person, or you're pissed at me, and but there's all this space around the anger, That's the observational capacity of the mind. So we're training